Welcome to County Magazine, a chance to find out what's new across Fairfax County. I'm Brian Ashby. On this edition, we'll visit a hidden vegetable farm that supplies the county's farmers markets. We'll toast the nation's 250th birthday with a local brewery collaboration, and we'll discover how food insecurity is being met head-on in the Sully District. Plus, we'll talk with an expert from the Fire Marshal's office about firework and summer fire safety. Among the endless suburban sprawl of Northern Virginia, there are unlikely pockets of agriculture that keep a farming community and heritage alive. Here's one of the families that live and work hard right here in Fairfax County to make sure that we all have fresh, healthy vegetables to eat all summer long.
At sunrise, before most of us start our day, farmers are already on the move, working the fields, tending the land that feeds our communities.
A lot of people don't get the benefit of making something from a seed. We work until we're done, and usually we're a little bit like construction workers. We finish by about 3 because it's too hot by the middle of the day.
Vegetables and fruits, fresh picked, straight from the soil. Farmers like Hannah represent years of tradition, dedication, hard work, and love for the land.
To me, farming is one of the jobs that is takes the most of everything that you are. So that if you want to be a writer, which I am, then you would be doing a lot of writing about farming. If you wanted to be a mechanic, you can be a farmer. If you want to be a plumber, if you want to be an agronomist, farming takes all of your skills and all of your loves. And one of the things that's best about it is you're producing something. And you're creating food, and we're creating really good food for people to eat who live right around us.
Potomac Vegetable Farms East is located in the middle of suburban developments in Vienna, Virginia. This family has been farming for more than 6 decades, keeping agriculture alive in the metropolitan area.
I grew up on this farm. We are in the northern part of Fairfax County, 4 miles west of Tyson's Corner on Route 7, in a place that you would never think you would find a farm because we are in the deep suburbs here.
Surrounded by sprawling houses, the land stands as a testament to perseverance and determination, holding its ground through generations of change.
What we look like is what we've always looked like, and all around us things are changing, and that's a good place to be when you're on a farm, because we are very close to all the people who want to eat our food.
The founder, the family monarch, bought the land in 1966. Her hands tell the story of thousands of sunrises on the farm, a place filled with memories.
It's just where it is, all the people that are on it, what we do, everything.
With the dawn at her back, her oldest daughter packs the car with produce grown on the family farm to sell at farmers markets.
So we arrive right before daylight, and by the time it's time to open at 8 o'clock, it looks like a festival, or food everywhere.
Over the years, these farmers markets have become a cherished part of communities throughout Fairfax County, and where you can connect with the people behind your food.
What's unique about farmers markets is that customers can speak directly to the people who are providing food for their tables. And you get to know where exactly your food is coming from, who is giving it to you, and can ask questions about, sustainability practices or growing practices that they may have.
Live music, friendly faces, where community and fresh food come together. Farmers and local vendors are the heart and soul of the 10 seasonal farmers markets in Fairfax. They offer locally grown produce and a variety of products, including baked goods, meats, and specialty items.
They all come here to support these local family farms and local businesses. And that's one of our goals too, managing these markets, is to be a place for these local businesses to grow and reach a broader audience.
Real people, real food, fresh, local. A legacy that will live on for generations to come.
I am very hopeful for the next generation. I have nephews who are still farming, who grew up on this farm. If I were going to make up what the future was, it would be that people would say it's important to have little farms all around the Beltway, all around the neighbors, so that people could say, I know where to go to get my tomatoes. I know where to go to get my lettuce. It's right there at my farm.
It's an exciting month in the United States of America. As we turn 250 years old this July, we stop to celebrate our triumphs, reflect on our faults, and resolve ourselves to an ever brighter future. In honor of this spirit, Bunnyman Brewing and 6 other local brewers got together to collaborate on the official beer of Fairfax County's America 250 celebration. Check it out.
It's all chemistry, a careful balance of temperature, timing, and craftsmanship. But sometimes creating something special requires more than science. It takes collaboration. 7 breweries joined together to create Fairfax 250, a new beer that celebrates America's 250th anniversary and the community spirit that continues to shape Fairfax County.
I think one of the cool things about this collab is that we are taking kind of what brewers used to do pre-COVID. You know, there's this sort of OG way of getting together and you know, doing a collab. This is a way for us to get back to that kind of those roots that we started out in as a brewery.
Being a brewery in Fairfax County, you have to be in touch with the community. Your community is your lifeline. So by doing these collabs, we all get to come together and we're all literally sitting around asking each other, how are you doing this? How are you doing that? What's your mash temperature like? What's your hop usage like? So it gives us the opportunity to expand our horizon, expand our knowledge base, because all we want is to see each other succeed.
When we were approached with this idea, it was all about how do we tell the story of Fairfax County through a beer? And step one was to get all of the Fairfax County brewers together. So we had a meeting here in our tap room where everybody came together. We talked about what the ideal beer would be that would sell in our tap rooms, would tell the story, be good for the customer experience at these celebrations of the 250th, right? We chose an IPA because hops come from all over the world, and what we are focusing on about Fairfax County is that it's a very diverse community. It kind of captures that idea of it's a little bit of everything from around the world.
The result, Fairfax 250, a refreshingly light hazy IPA with bright citrus notes, a hint of pine, and a touch of bitterness for balance. Packaged as a commemorative 4-pack, each label highlights the best of Fairfax County, from its rich history to scenic natural beauty, family-friendly destinations, and vibrant entertainment. The beer debuted at Brewfest, part of America's 250th anniversary celebration, where community members and county leaders gathered to support local businesses and the partnerships that tell the story of Fairfax County.
Brewfest is really exciting this year for the 250th celebration. And so we've got people here, we've got food trucks here. It's just a great event. One of the things that I found out when the first brewery came into Sully District was how much the breweries really collaborate with each other, because it's a learning experience, especially for somebody coming in new that hasn't developed in Fairfax County. We have such support for our businesses through our Department of Economic Initiatives, through our land use process. We have all the supports there, and we have a great community that loves to come out and support the businesses in Fairfax County.
All of our businesses in the county are so very, very important, and it is critical for the growth and development of the county. And it is so fun to see how much the county has grown. We're in a place right now, when I was born, this was the other end of the world, but it is really, really so close, and the county, while massive, has so many great opportunities and so many things to see and do. And it just speaks to collaboration between different civic organizations that really all have one singular focus involved, and that is the betterment of the county as a whole.
That shared vision is what makes Fairfax County the premier place to live, work, play, and enjoy a delicious craft beer.
My hope for it is that it actually introduces a bunch of folks to the beer scene in Fairfax County. Our beers here are unique. They're built through love of folks that really enjoy microbiology and wanting to have a good time. And if we're able to incorporate our love and care into an amazing beer that gets people wanting to explore more about Fairfax County and more about what this county has to offer, then I'm absolutely for it.
As we celebrate the nation's anniversary, we are reminded that great things happen when the community comes together. Fairfax 250 is available for a limited time this summer at participating breweries.
Of course, July in the USA means fireworks and lots of them. But this year, with all of the America 250 celebrations happening, there will be more fireworks than ever. Tell your dog to get ready. So that's why we brought on an expert to talk about how to be safe around fireworks. With me today is Deputy Chief William Vinoy from the Fairfax County Office of the Fire Marshal. Bill, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start with, what does the Office of the Fire Marshal do?
Yep. So the Office of Fire Marshal is a division of the Fire and Rescue Department. We work with our other land use agencies, Land Development Services, Zoning and Planning Development, Health Department, and other agencies to work on the land use projects within the county. So we do both plan review for fire protection systems and site reviews. We also do fire inspections. We do annual fire inspections, and then, if there's an event, we do fire investigations. Last year, we did a little bit over 30,000 fire inspections. We also reviewed over 8,000 plan reviews. And unfortunately, we had 375 fire events that we investigated. So it was a busy year for us last year.
All right, so let's talk fireworks. What kind of fireworks can the average resident enjoy in Fairfax County?
Great question. So the Virginia Fire Marshals regulate what is permissible in the state. Each year they do an annual evaluation of fireworks and they determine what is permissible. They produce a list. We go ahead and adopt that list within the county. When fireworks stands go ahead and submit permits to go and be retail sales for fireworks, we make sure that they only are selling fireworks that are permissible within the state. So we make sure that we review each one of the labels and that it's only allowed in the state. Largely speaking, anything that goes up or goes boom is illegal in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So anything that emits flames, shoots out, or emits sparks higher than 12 feet is not allowed in the county.
So we talked about the approved vendors and the approved supplies of safe and legal fireworks. What if residents are considering looking for something a little more exciting than that? Should they go over state lines?
Obviously, we don't recommend that. Obviously, we consider those not legal in the Commonwealth or in Fairfax County, Virginia. Our rule of thumb is if it goes up or goes boom, it's not legal, a legal firework in Fairfax County or the Commonwealth. We do recommend people buy from permitted stands. And then our kind of rule of thumb is, we kind of recommend buy local, buy legal, and then make sure you read the label, make sure it doesn't go up in the air or go boom.
So we're talking about a safe environment. What is a safe environment to use fireworks in? Like, what kinds of checklists should we go through here?
So we want to make sure that it's a stable ground. So we're looking for either asphalt or concrete, or if you're going to do it on ground, make sure it's bare ground. There isn't any combustible or mulch, any other material that could be ignited from the fireworks. So we're looking for a stable ground. We want to make sure it's a clear overhead, so you don't have any wires or homes or anything else nearby. We want to make sure that we're also keeping any kind of spectators at least 25 feet away, just so they don't get too close.
And then just environmentally, what kind of conditions are ideal, or what should you avoid when you're using fireworks?
So obviously this time of year we're looking at dry conditions. Dry conditions are a big concern for us. There were several times earlier in the spring where we hadn't had rain for a while. We had really dry conditions, low humidity, and just enough wind where we were running outside fires up to in the dozens, which put a strain on the system for us. So the ideal is a little bit of humidity, make sure we have some moisture on the ground, that we don't have dry ground, that we don't have any kind of combustibles, whether it's leaves, grass, or anything built up around. We certainly don't want to have fences, decks, or homes nearby.
And then we talked about conditions now. What about just other safety precautions? If you're going to be enjoying fireworks, what other safety precautions should you have around?
You want to make sure that you have a water supply nearby. If you elect to do fireworks at your home or in your neighborhood, make sure that you have a water supply, whether it's a garden hose or a bucket of water or a fire extinguisher. We also recommend, if you go ahead and do this, that somebody has a cell phone in case something does go wrong. Somebody's able to call 911 and get help there as quickly as possible.
All right, so any final bits of advice for the fireworks season, or any requests that you have of us as residents?
We want everybody to have a very enjoyable 4th. Like I said, this is a big 4th of July with the America 250 celebration. So we want everybody to celebrate, but also be safe. If you want to enjoy fireworks, our recommendation is you enjoy a professional show. Like I said, there's a lot of planning, training, and inspections that are associated with these things to create the safest environment possible for these events. And if you decide to use your own fireworks, we recommend using only permissible fireworks in the Commonwealth and Fairfax County, and that you create a safe environment, that it's a stable ground, clear overhead, and that you make sure you keep spectators a safe distance away.
Bill, thank you very much for taking the time to come out here today. We know it's going to be a busy time for you guys, so thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Steady, intentional growth over the last 50 years has turned the once modest Fairfax County into a global powerhouse. But the resulting rise in demand for energy pushes our electrical grid harder every year. Luckily, the Department of Public Works and Environmental Services is on the case, using solar arrays like this one to keep costs down. Take a look.
Fairfax County just flipped the switch on its largest solar project ever, and it's built on top of a landfill. But what does that actually mean for residents?
This is actually cost avoidance in the future. So the energy produced here will be credited to Fairfax County accounts like libraries and police stations in future years over a 30-year project.
And the savings are just one part of the story. The scale of this project is what makes it truly significant.
This one project will produce about 5% of all the electricity that county government operations uses.
This project doesn't exist in isolation. It's part of a much larger push Fairfax County has been making toward clean energy, one that's already saving taxpayers millions.
Fairfax County is a national leader in new clean energy. So we start with efficiency, and we've made tremendous strides in making our county buildings more efficient, saving taxpayers millions of dollars a year.
And Fairfax County has been building toward this moment for years, steadily expanding its solar footprint one project at a time.
This is actually our 4th solar array. So this array is the largest in the county at 5 megawatts and at about 30 acres of coverage. It's actually the first in the region that's on a landfill as well. We're checking some boxes for being new in initiative and leading the initiative for creating solar spaces in a community like ours.
So like in the last year, Madison Energy, we've been doing what we do. So we finance the construction of and then own and operate distributed generation assets all over the country. So it's solar PV and it's battery storage. We're active in 28 states now, and this year, really excited, we'll be crossing the 1 gigawatt mark of projects that we own and operate. And to put that in perspective, that's about 155 of these projects that we've got all over the country.
For the county team, getting here wasn't easy. It took nearly a decade of groundwork before a single panel ever went up.
And I started on this project in around 2016, so almost 10 years ago. And it's because we had to have state enabling legislation to even build this facility. So just being in this community, in this county, and working here, it gives me great pride to be part of this initiative because we started from ground one, from the baseline with not even having approval to build it. And then we worked through that. We did the feasibility, we did all the studies, the engineering, we found the partnerships that we needed, and we've managed that project through the process, had solar freedom enacted in 2020. All those steps to get us here today when actually having the system cut on and provide power to the community, to our buildings in Fairfax County.
And with the system now up and running, Fairfax County isn't slowing down. The ribbon cutting is just the beginning of a much bigger vision.
We've got a lot of work to do in making progress, but we have set a goal for ourselves. We did it in conjunction with the schools as part of our joint environmental task force to have all of our county facilities net zero energy by 2040.
I think every level of government, local, state, and federal, has to be committed to the clean energy transition. And the fundamental reason is we want to bring down costs for people. Electricity costs have gone up 11% in the last 16 months. And one of the reasons is Washington has disinvested from cheap, clean, renewable energy like this. So we should be doubling down on this kind of project across the country to deliver clean energy and bring down costs for consumers.
So this is exciting. Our first solar farm, huge acreage right here, 36 acres in Fairfax County.
30 years from now, this land will still be generating clean power for Fairfax County, proof that the best use of the past is building a better future.
Warmer weather has returned to our area, and while that means fun in the sun for many, rising temperatures can be life-threatening for some of our neighbors. Of all weather-related hazards, heat is by far the most dangerous. Fairfax County has 3 cooling programs that can help: cooling assistance, senior cool care, and AC rescue. Together, these programs can provide new or repair existing AC units, or help pay your electric bills so that you can keep the AC running. These programs are free of charge for eligible participants. If you live in Fairfax County, have limited income, and need help keeping your home temperature safe this summer, you may qualify. Each program has different eligibility rules based on your household income and the ages of people in your home. If you, a neighbor, or a loved one is struggling to stay cool, call Fairfax County's Coordinated Services Planning at 703-222-0880 to find out which program fits your needs. No one should have to choose between their health and the heat. Fairfax County is keeping our community cool and safe.
What makes a job desirable? For many employees, it's more than just money. A recent global survey found that work-life balance is just as important as job security. Virginia-based solutions and technology provider ICF gets it. The company believes getting to work shouldn't be one of the hardest parts of the day. It's also one of the reasons ICF has been recognized as one of Fairfax County's Green Business Partners, a program that highlights businesses finding practical ways to support both sustainability and their employees.
Our Reston headquarters is a great example of bringing sustainability to Fairfax County because it reflects the choices we make about how and where we work. When we selected this site, we prioritized energy efficiency, proximity to public transportation, and employee well-being. Our building is LEED and Energy Star certified, and we're right next to Metro, with easy access to Dulles Airport.
For employees like Caroline Bucenius, who bikes to work each day, going green is a journey much like the commute she enjoys.
I've been biking my whole life. Growing up in Germany, it's part of life and method of transportation. And now that I live right by the trail, I bike a lot. I really love riding the trail into Reston to work. You ride through in a lot of green areas. You ride through different neighborhoods in Loudoun County and Fairfax County. You ride by schools where you see the kids outside, and it's just like a really fun way to travel through the community. And you have people on the trail walking, you have moms with strollers, you have other cyclists and runners, and it's just a communal space that lots of people use. And at work we have the ICF cycling enthusiast community, and lots of us participate doing the Bike to Work Week, not just here in Reston, but around the country and even abroad, where groups of ICFers get together and either cycle together or even do a virtual cycling event. For us, carbon neutrality is very important as a company.
Through its Green Business Partners program, Fairfax County recognizes organizations that are reducing their environmental impact while creating healthier, more employee-friendly workplaces.
Sustainability is closely tied to our purpose, which is building a more prosperous and resilient world for all. So internally, we hold ourselves to the same standards. We measure our footprint, set goals, follow a strategy to reduce emissions, and report transparently.
We set internal targets first, and then adopted public targets approved by the Science Based Target Initiative, or SBTI. Our near-term targets were approved by SBTI, setting our course for 2030.
Across our company, we're also taking simple steps to reduce our waste and to keep materials in use longer. Things like purchasing sustainable laptops, printing less and double-sided when we do, stocking our kitchens with plates, cups, and silverware, and making it easy for employees to recycle. Part of our approach is employee-led action. Our green team began as a grassroots effort by employees who believed if we're helping our clients address sustainability challenges, we should be doing the same within our own operations. Today, our green team is a volunteer-led network that connects employees on environmental topics and taking action, like cleaning up the Potomac River. Employees came together to show how small actions add up to meaningful impact.
Our employees want to see that the company is using the same rigor and discipline internally that we're helping our clients implement in their own programs. We joined Fairfax County's Green Business Partners program as a leader to learn alongside other organizations and to be held accountable locally. It also reinforces how we think about sustainability overall.
These programs make sustainability tangible, connecting employees to each other and their communities, and turning broader goals into practical daily actions.
As a Green Business Partners leader, ICF demonstrates how climate action can be embedded into business operations by measuring progress, engaging employees, and inspiring others to take action, ICF is helping build a more sustainable business community in Fairfax County.
You might not think it, but even in a jurisdiction as affluent as Fairfax County, there are people who don't know where their next meal will come from. All around us, families struggle with food insecurity, and often it's the children who suffer the most. That's why unique partnerships to combat food insecurity like this one are so important. Here's more.
A new partnership is helping support families facing food insecurity in Western Fairfax County. Western Fairfax Christian Ministries, or WFCM, unveiled a new sponsorship plaque at its Chantilly Free Food Market, recognizing a $100,000 commitment of support from Starwood Capital Group. The funding will help the market's operations and ensure local families continue to have reliable access to the food they need.
This partnership with Starwood Capital Group is so important for us because it will help us to continue to pay our rent here at the Chantilly Market and offer client choice shopping, basically, for families who live around here.
You know, people have an idea that everybody in Fairfax County has everything they need and all the food they need. But we understand that there's a large part of our population that is food insecure. And that's why it is so important that we have the Western Fairfax Christian Ministries food pantry here to serve the needs of all those people that need food, that enables them to help pay their rent and do other things when somebody else can provide food to them.
The donation will allow WFCM to continue operating its client choice Chantilly Free Food Market, where families experiencing food insecurity can choose the food and household essentials that work best for their families.
The idea is to focus on dignity and choice of the people getting the food. They have appointments during the day, in the evening, on Saturday at a time that works for them. And the family will come in and choose the food that they want and need, which would include fresh food, canned goods, baking goods, and toiletries, which aren't covered by SNAP benefits. One of the really important things is that we survey our clients to find out what is it that's most important to them.
More families are turning to the organization for groceries as rising costs for food, housing, and other essentials continue to put financial pressure on family household budgets.
Families are struggling with choices of paying for gas versus food, making sure they can pay their rent and utilities, and also buy groceries. And this is where we want to help. We want to be able to make sure that no one has to make that choice.
Meeting those needs takes a community effort, bringing together nonprofits, local government, and businesses.
And we are very blessed in Fairfax County that it's not just families, people that volunteer, but it's our businesses, the community members. And today's an important day because one of the businesses in the communities is donating to Western Fairfax Christian Ministries. It enables them to keep a food pantry open so people have a place to come and help provide more food for the people that need it.
Investing in these communities is an important role that we have, both investing in the long-term interests through partnerships like Western Fairfax Christian Ministries and helping to grow strong communities that we can be a part of. And we're just really happy to support this organization and all the great work they do.
In addition to the financial commitment, Starwood and its partners donated more than 6,000 cans of food to help keep shelves stocked and food insecurity at bay in Fairfax County.
We really believe in the mission of the Western Fairfax Christian Ministries and helping to serve those who are most in need in these communities.
I think it's really important that community members learn about what's happening in the community. I have a newsletter I send out to community members to share needs and information and things that are going on in the community. But it takes all of us working together to support each other, and that's what's really important, and that's really what's wonderful about representing Sully District. I live in a community that cares.
As many families struggle with the rising cost of everyday necessities, community support is helping meet an ongoing need across Fairfax County.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of County Magazine. Thanks for joining me. Remember, there are countless ways to get out there this summer and make Fairfax County an even better place to live, work, and play. I'm Brian Ashby, and we'll see you next time on County Magazine.